The war over Iran will not be decided on the battlefield alone. The struggle over Iran will not be decided only by missiles, bombers, and military force. It is also being fought in people's minds, in their hopes, doubts, and expectations. Authoritarian regimes do not usually collapse. They become truly vulnerable when both rulers and citizens begin to lose faith in the system's survival. Iran may now be approaching such a moment. Recent US attacks on Iran increasingly resemble a strategy designed to weaken the Islamic Republic's military capacity. Air defense systems, radar sites, naval bases, missile facilities, bridges, railways, and supply routes in southern Iran have been targeted. Reuters has reported that the aim is to reduce Tehran's ability to move military equipment and to limit threats to regional shipping. The central question is no longer how long the air campaign will continue, but whether Washington is preparing the ground for operations on land. Two scenarios must be distinguished: a large-scale invasion and limited action against ports, islands, military bases, or facilities linked to the nuclear program. A full occupation remains unlikely. Iran's size, population, and political complexity would make it extremely costly, and there has been no mobilization on the required scale. That does not, however, rule out a limited ground mission. Reuters has reported that the Pentagon has examined scenarios including limited ground operations. Militarily, the pattern is familiar. Before undertaking a high-risk operation, commanders try to shape the battlefield by disrupting air defenses, command networks, and supply lines, reducing the enemy's ability to move troops and equipment. Strikes around Bandar Abbas can be understood in this context. The area is a major Iranian naval and logistical hub near the Strait of Hormuz. They do not prove that a ground operation has been ordered. They may instead be intended to raise political pressure, protect shipping, or reinforce US deterrence. Even so, they expand Washington's military options if the crisis escalates. The greater danger may lie not in a plan to occupy Iran, but in the logic of war itself. History shows that wars grow beyond their original purpose. Casualties, retaliation, and miscalculation can turn a limited confrontation into a much wider conflict. Yet the outcome will not be decided on the battlefield alone. Another front exists, invisible in satellite images: the psychological front. As a psychiatrist, I have spent years working with people living under prolonged pressure. Psychiatry teaches that people change their behavior when they no longer believe their previous strategy can work. The same principle applies to authoritarian systems. Such regimes can endure sanctions, economic crisis, protests, and military setbacks for years, as long as the core of the ruling elite believes it will survive. Once that confidence weakens, loyalty erodes, distrust spreads, and decision-making becomes erratic. Authoritarian governments survive not by force alone, but by sustaining the belief that resistance is futile. When people feel that the state is no longer invincible, hope can replace fear. That shift in perception may prove more powerful than any weapon. The nationwide protests of late 2025 and early 2026 showed signs of such a change. Reuters reported that demonstrators in many cities chanted the name of Reza Pahlavi. For some, he is no longer merely a symbol of monarchy, but of a political alternative, national identity, and the possibility of a different future. In periods of transition, a person or symbol embodying hope can play a decisive role in mobilizing society. If military pressure and internal erosion weaken the Revolutionary Guards and other security institutions, a call for protest could have a very different effect. Not because one individual can create a revolution alone, but because a shared symbol can channel accumulated anger in a common direction. The West must not, however, confuse military pressure with democracy. If civilian infrastructure is damaged, the Islamic Republic will try to present its own survival as identical to the defense of Iran. But Iran, with its ancient history, is larger than the Islamic Republic and will outlive it. Military power may shift the balance, but lasting change depends on Iranians, their ability to organize, imagine an alternative, and reclaim political agency without losing their country. The international community's aim should be to weaken the regime's ability to repress its people, not to destroy the society that must build Iran's future. The real turning point may come when the rulers themselves no longer believe the system can survive, and when public hope becomes stronger than official fear. History has shown that authoritarian regimes are defeated in the human mind before they are defeated on the battlefield. Dr. Mahmoud Ashkanian, psychiatrist, PhD.